Yo, sup, internet? We got stylized lighting, because Nicolas Winding Refn.
Because he made me watch this fucking movie.
Yeah! Neon Demon, guys.
You walk into a room, it's like in the middle of winter. You're the sun. It's everything.
The Neon Demon is a film directed by Nicolas Winding Refn, and it stars Elle Fanning, Jenna Malone, Bella Heathcote, Abby Lee, Keanu Reeves, and a bunch of other people. And it tells the story of Jessie, who's a young model in LA, and she's got that thing, and everyone likes her, or hates her, or is jealous of her, and wants to be her. Basically, she's really pretty, and everyone's upset or happy about that.
He said it earlier, it's Mean Girls if it were an art horror movie.
That. I don't even really know where to fucking start. It's a movie about beauty and all the fucked up things people will do to touch beauty. So all that being said, this was one of my most anticipated movies of the year. I think Nicolas Winding Refn is a fantastic director, and the trailers alone hooked me on this shit. Some of the cinematography in this movie is fucking gorgeous, and the trailers don't even begin to sum up how absolutely incredibly stunning this movie is to look at. It is one of the most beautiful films I've ever seen, ever.
On the other hand, I went into this movie completely blind. I've never even seen a movie by Nicolas Winding Refn, name here.
Nicolas Winding Refn.
That one. Before, I didn't watch any trailers for this movie. I knew jack all about it going in, except for Lee described it as...
Black Swan meets Suspiria meets Starry Eyes.
To which I said, so basically it's Zoolander, but not funny.
Basically. This, like I said, this movie was one of my most anticipated, and it really kind of blew me away. And I don't know what to say right now. I really need time to process this movie. Probably going to see it 2 or 3 more times to fully understand it, because there's a lot of symbolism, there's a lot of weird fucking imagery. It's a Nicolas Winding Refn movie. It's awesome.
If you can't tell, I'm still processing it.
He's still processing it.
I'm not sure I would call this a horror movie.
Okay.
Yeah, like you were telling me earlier how it's non-traditional horror. I'm still not sold that I would call this a horror movie. Like it is horrifying and it's disturbing, but I'm not sure I'd call it a horror movie.
I'll let you go first. What'd you like about this movie?
As you said already, the cinematography was gorgeous. Some of the best I've ever seen. The sound, I really like the soundtrack for this movie. Actually, I really want to find the name of that second song they played.
It's called Mine. I don't know the name of the band, but I'll find it for you.
Good to know. Overall, the score for this movie was just fantastic. Really, really worked with the cinematography to, like, you use the word hypnotizing in the car.
Mm-hmm.
It really drew you in, all of it. The acting was phenomenal. I can't...
Yeah.
Like, Keanu Reeves was a total fucking creep, and Jenna Malone, is that her name?
Jenna Malone, yes.
She was really the strong point of this movie. Her acting was incredible. Like, I can't say anything bad about it. She really just was a phenomenal actress. There was some spotty acting here and there, but as a whole, I would say the acting for this movie was very, very good.
My likes are pretty much on the same page as yours. I've never described a horror film or really any film as hypnotizing before, but this movie kind of blew me away. From the opening shot, I was just kind of unable to take my eyes off the screen the whole time. It was really just so beautiful and so just strange and so well directed, and just captivates you, and it kind of grabs your eyes. It's just like you're in A Clockwork Orange, where you're just strapped in and you can't look away. Acting is on point pretty much across the board. Like you said, Keanu Reeves is pretty good. I had some issues with him, but I'll get to that. Elle Fanning is a phenomenal lead. I think she's pretty much great in everything she does. Jenna Malone stole the show for me, though. She was so... I don't even know how to explain her character, but her chemistry with all of the other actresses is really just, it's electric. It's crazy to see how great she is in this movie. Also, Bella Heathcote was really, really good. I enjoyed her character so much. She's really fun. Cinematography is stellar. It's, again, like I was saying, some of the most beautiful images I've ever seen on a film ever. Like, whoever did the cinematography for this movie. I'll put your name right here.
He said he wanted to fuck you. I just want to, like, he turned to me.
I did say I wanted to fuck the cinematographer of this movie. It's really astounding to see how fucking good this movie is, how good this movie looks. Also, the soundtrack, like you were saying, the soundtrack is fucking brilliant. This movie's just, it's incredible. I loved almost everything about it. Dislikes.
Well, everything I named that was positive was incredibly positive. However, I will never see this movie again. I did not find it enjoyable in the slightest. Towards the end especially, there are just a bunch of scenes where you think it's going to end and it just doesn't. And then finally the last scene came on and I just went, for fuck's sake. It just goes on, and I don't think it's necessary for it to. Also, I found it very slow moving. I felt that...
It's a slow burn, though.
No, but I felt slow moving all the way through. With certain scenes, like, scattered throughout that were just, like, very high tense, and then back down to slow.
Okay.
Like I mentioned earlier to you, I felt that character development, especially for the lead, who is really the only character that develops now that I think of it,
Kinda.
was like whiplash. Like in the course of, I felt it was like one scene, she went from innocent girl to total bitch within the scene. He disagrees with me.
It wasn't one scene.
I felt like...
It was like 7 or 8 scenes.
She was slowly developed into this bitch character for like 7 scenes, but very, very slowly, like maybe at 20%, and then suddenly in one scene she's at full 100. I got fucking whiplash from that scene. There's a rape scene in the movie that seems like it's thrown in for shock value, and I felt sick to my stomach during this. I don't do rape scenes well. I don't like them. I find them gratuitous almost always, and I felt sick to my stomach during this fucking scene. And that really took away from the movie for me. This movie did a lot where it depicted incredibly graphic shit in an incredibly artful manner, almost.
You say that like it's a bad thing.
No, but the thing is, like, that didn't sit well with me. I don't know why, but, like, depicting some of the shit that they did, and I don't want to spoil anything for people who will like this movie, because it is a very well done movie. I just felt like it felt wrong to me, and not in a good way.
See... I am of the belief that if you can take something horribly disturbing and make it beautiful, you're doing something right.
I can agree with you to an extent. Like I want to put that one in like a neutral category. Like it's something that I'm not saying it's inherently a bad thing, but I'm not saying it's a good thing either. Like it didn't sit well with me. A lot of people I feel
it makes you uncomfortable, and I can understand that.
It makes me uncomfortable though in a way that I don't want to be uncomfortable, and that's saying something since I try to go out of my way to be feeling uncomfortable.
I disliked far less than he did. I think that a lot of the things he said were not really problematic, save for the rape scene, but that also ties into Keanu Reeves' character as a whole, who I felt was ultimately unnecessary in the film, and if you would cut him from the movie, he wouldn't have really... the movie wouldn't have lost anything without his character.
That being said, his acting was very good.
He was very good. I'm not saying he wasn't a good actor. I just had a problem with the
role.
character as a whole.
But I do disagree with you. I do find him necessary.
I don't feel he added anything to the plot, but
I think from a symbolism standpoint,
I guess, but you could have literally had anybody to symbolize the seedy LA like underworld.
Oh yeah, but
I don't think he was necessary. There were a couple pacing issues here and there, but overall, I think that's where my dislikes stop. I really, really, really fucking love this movie, guys. This is a very symbolism-heavy movie.
It is, and I felt like a lot of the symbolism was more obvious than others.
Some of it was, some of it wasn't. I definitely can see somebody who did not like this movie calling it pretentious.
Yeah,
I don't think it was pretentious.
I'm not going to say that, because I don't think it... a couple scenes might have been, but as a whole, I'm going to say this wasn't pretentious. And that's coming from someone who knows that I probably missed, like, 30 to 40% of the symbolism.
There are some things that I didn't get, specifically something involving a person in bondage and
strobe lights.
In strobe lights. There's certain things I didn't understand. There were certain things I did, but I do want to see this movie a couple more times. So now I'm going to ask you a very deep question, and this is a loaded question here.
Yeah.
Ready, guys? And I'm going to want anybody who's seen this movie, please comment below if you agree or disagree, whatever you thought the answer to the question is. Who or what is the Neon Demon?
I think the Neon Demon is LA, or the industry.
Okay.
The Neon Demon is the modeling industry, the fashion industry, the acting industry, anything of that sort. I'm not sure exactly how else to phrase that, but
No, I understand.
LA is the embodiment of all of these things.
Okay.
So I would say and also, LA, city and lights. It's not, the city never sleeps.
Right.
But
It's no. I'm gonna go a little deeper than that and say that the Neon Demon is the concept of beauty itself, and how far people will go in order to touch true beauty, and all the fucked up things they'll do in order to touch true beauty. And I think that in the character of Jessie herself ends up becoming very much an embodiment of the Neon Demon, since everyone goes around stressing how she is essentially the embodiment of true beauty, and so she sort of becomes the real physical embodiment of the Neon Demon itself, which is just beauty and the cutthroat nature of that lifestyle. This is going to be a very different kind of review, guys, because this is going to be probably a two-parter. We're going to come back a couple videos from now doing an in-depth analysis on the movie once I've seen it a few more times, and we can actually talk in depth about spoilers and all the crazy, weird shit that happens.
Like I said, from cinematography, this was some of the best I've ever seen. Like, there were a lot of shots that reminded me of A Clockwork Orange, of, like, Kubrick. Mm-hmm. And I'm not saying that lightly. A Clockwork Orange is one of my favorite movies of all time. Like, I think it's a beautiful movie. And like A Clockwork Orange, I think this movie is cinematographically, fuck that word, like, gorgeous.
Cinematically gorgeous.
Cinematically gorgeous, thank you. On top of that, the acting was very good, largely, and the score was phenomenal, and it worked very well with the cinematography. However, I fucking hated this movie. So, I'm trying to be fair here, and, like, I would never see this movie again, and I wouldn't recommend this movie to many people. However, it did enough right that I don't feel right giving it lower than a C-.
Okay. That's fair. That's a fair rating. I can accept that we're not a fan of this. I personally was. I think this movie was incredibly well directed, incredibly well acted, and the score was amazing. I love what this movie is trying to say. I think that it's really strong all across the board with a few little weak links here and there, but ultimately I think The Neon Demon was great, and I'm going to give it an A-.
I think this is a movie that...
Very polarizing. Yeah. It's gonna divide people, and
This is a
totally
movie that
okay
is
that.
Sure as shit not for everybody. Like,
Definitely
but
not.
I feel like this is a movie where if you like it, you're going to fucking love it.
I can definitely see it becoming a cult hit down the road.
If you have an interest in this movie, I would say go see it, because if you're interested, you're probably going to like it.
If you're an aspiring filmmaker, definitely see this movie. It's really fucking cool, and it will inspire the hell out of you. Thanks for watching, you guys, and if you like all this, and you like our faces, just
if you like the mood lighting.
If you like the mood lighting, click down there and hit the like button and subscribe, and then comment and leave us a comment and tell us what you thought of the Neon Demon or what you think of us and our chemistry. Thank you, guys.
I am dangerous.